Greetings, dear ones. I am Kreis. Come a little closer. Come a little closer for a story. The scientist Greg has been with you today. A visionary he is. Perhaps without even hearing any of the Kreis channels, he tells a story that I have been telling for some time. And the story that there could be a division between humanity coming. And the division would respect that, the choice indeed, but a division there would be. Of those who have decided to continue the old ways, thinking that the old ways are the only ways. And even though they're old ways, they develop into new ways reflective of old energies. And then there are the ones, many who are watching this program, who are looking to the future in a different way, saying what I have in my body is sufficient for so many things. And a new normal that Kreis talks about, they say, is one where wisdom starts to increase. And an evolution we didn't expect starts to happen that affects us in ways that we will know better and be able to create things for the future without ruining it from the old ways. I spoke of a division many times where those who follow that intuition that there are pieces and parts of God will start to discover remedies, inventions on their own that utilize natural things. And that would create many who would live longer. And they would live longer naturally from what they had discovered about themselves with the new gained wisdom, putting things together, never been put together before, that were more natural than ever before. And that because they would live longer, there would be an entire group who would say, we have no understanding of what you're doing. We have all this technology and we're still not living as long as you are. It must be witchcraft. It must be magic. And that is what they'll say. It sounds outlandish, perhaps. But dear ones, when you start being excluded from certain groups because you don't do certain kinds of things, it has begun. There are many who are worried. They say, well, I understand that there could be a split. And they wouldn't understand a higher thinking human being who is able to heal themselves, perhaps, and live longer from their own consciousness. I understand that. I understand there could be a split, but isn't that going to tear us apart? Isn't that going to tear humanity apart? I will tell you this, dear ones, that the more who are born on this planet in this new energy, they accept and have different DNA. And when I say different DNA, I mean there are switches turned on that you didn't have and that your parents didn't have. And when I mean switches, I mean biologically. They are ready and waiting and willing to be wiser and smarter. And they will start seeing the difference. And there's going to be more of the ones doing it naturally than not eventually. But the battle starts now. It's part of that which I predicted. That humanity, some of humanity is ready for this, and some is not. The teacher, Greg, the scientist, is sounding the bell that says, watch what happens next. For even without that, which is the channeling, he sees it because it is coming. And it's obvious. And the things that I would say to you, dear ones, is that do not fear the future. Yes, there will be issues like this, but do not fear it. For you are on the side of light. And it's going to be exceptionally obvious, especially to the young people who are starting to come up, that the true way of saving yourself and saving the planet and all of that is through that which we call the new human. The one who is kinder, the one who understands that relationships, all relationships between races, countries, cultures, genders, all relationships are based on respect and love. When a certain amount of the population becomes kinder with each other and start living longer, I'll tell you that is very attractive, especially to the young people looking around, deciding what is what. You might say, well, I'm not really sure, because young people, well, they're always attracted to the new things. They'll always want the new technology. They're going to want this and that. Give them credit, dear ones, especially those coming up, not born yet. Give them credit to look around and see. Yes, they'll want the gadgets, but when it comes to that which is the planet and their health and the way things work, they're going to be a little smarter than you might think. This future of yours is going to be far different than you think. Today I gave you a channeling about the field, and we still speak of the field. For the field still will contain that which is consciousness of the way the planet is thinking, and specifically the way certain parts of the planet is thinking, and things perhaps that are coming up. There was an old paradigm that said if anything good happens, for instance, a wonderful invention that would be beneficial to all and to the planet, that it would be captured by old energy corporations as soon as it was there and be buried. I want to give you another scenario. Indeed, that is what has happened over and over. The teacher Greg, he didn't mention that all the solutions were already there, but an older attitude of how the body is thought of and how you grew up and what you thought kept you from utilizing any of them. That is an old energy, dear ones. That is a paradigm that you grew up in, so many of you. What if I told you there is a new paradigm? The field plays into this in a way you're not aware of. Have you noticed that many times profound changes on the planet, meaning inventions, happen all at once, all over the planet, but the first one to utilize it is the one who gets the credit? We've said this before, that the Wright brothers, who established powered flight for you, only beat the French by 2 weeks. In other words, it was being developed in other places and tried in other places. But the ones who got there first, well, they got the credit. The invention of the radio was so close, almost simultaneously, that it was a toss-up. Who would get the credit? Marconi. And yet it was taking place in several areas of the world who never even talked to each other because they didn't have radio. What am I telling you? It is common, dear ones, for a consciousness to evolve together in groups where you have things happen simultaneously, where ideas and inventions are happen simultaneously instead of just one bright spot. When you have the field and you're tuned into it, that means that no human being can capture all of the ideas from all of the sources. It's a new thinking. No one is going to be able to stop something that is good for you and the planet, and measured as good for you because the planet agrees and Gaia does not suffer because of an invention. Or you'll live longer because of natural things that are discovered. These are the kinds of things we speak of. The circle of 12 is upon you. The circle of 12 takes you into that which is the energy of your soul. And we want to take you there yet again because we've got some stories to tell you, and there is someone I want you to meet, those I want you to meet. Let's go there. You cross this bridge with me, please, which represents a barrier and a bridge all at the same time because some don't want to cross it. The bridge is between that which is your dimensionality, which is linear and singular, to a different kind of reality, which is multidimensional. And both of them are you. And we've said this before because your soul is a multidimensional part of you. Biology can be multidimensional. Your soul rests in that area, you might say. The bridge goes between what you think you know and what you don't know. And you come to the middle of that bridge, and you can pass right through, or perhaps stop and ponder it. Some have a mist because they don't wish to see beyond it. Some do not. But we're going to cross the bridge right now. Please cross the bridge with me. Together, let's go. Take my hand. Come closer, dear ones. It's a beautiful place, if you want to call it that, where suddenly you can feel the peace that is there. A peace, dear ones, of your lineage, of your past lives, of all that you are, of all that you've experienced that is good and benevolent and kind. There's love there that you knew was there, but you were truly not able to feel like you do here. Oh, I want you to invite that love into your heart right now because it's part of that which is the creative source, and it's always been there. Do you know that? So many of you struggling so long to feel these things, and here they are. And they've always been here. But you've never felt them in an older energy because you were told you can't go here, and here you are. This is real, dear ones. This is real. Come to that amphitheater with me through the portal right now. I have some I want you to meet. You are in a place that has no beginning and no end. There is no time here. Everything is in a circle. The circle of 12, it is the way the universe works. And if you knew that, you'd know that time is a construct. It is not normal. It is put upon this place to make sense to you. So you are in a theater with no time. I want you to go down those stairs and get up onto the stage as you always do. Take that seat as you always do, because there are some who want to talk to you. If you are in a timeless place, you already know perhaps where we're going. If there is no time, that means the future and the potentials of the future have already taken place. That's confusing for me, Cryon. Yes, it is indeed. Since there are no rules of what is going to happen and you control it all, how can I give you that which is going to happen? How can anyone tell you that? And the answer is because the field contains it. The potentials are there for everything you're going to hear right now. Sit in the chair. Sit down. Lights come up in the audience and let you see them. You don't know them. Some of them are dressed oddly. There's some colors you've never seen before. There's some iridescence you don't know. There's beauty there. They look good. They're all healthy, all of them. Who are these? One will stand up as as a spokesman for the others, and they will say, this, dear ones, is your future, as measured today by the field. Did you get that? The future is contained by the potentials that exist now in the field. And these are from that future that you are creating right now in a timeless way. And this spokesman is about to tell you all about it. Do you have any questions before I begin? The spokesman might say, and you will say, we've been told that we are doomed. The planet is in horrible shape. We've polluted it. It's dying. We are hungry. We are dying. There's so much strife. There's so much hatred. What's going to happen? And the man stands next to a woman who has also stood up. And the difference between them, you might say they would look the same. They don't. You see, the woman is wearing violet, purple, and you recognize she's a shaman. And that couple together, that male and the female, are now going to start talking to you about that beautiful future that is in your field. And they're going to say, do not fear for Gaia, because the wise human being is about to have inventions that clean the planet. When you stop polluting the planet, it does what we would call bioremediation, and you've never seen anything like it. Gaia will recover when you stop polluting it, when you stop mining it in certain ways. The atmosphere will clear itself. If there's no pollutions poured into the air becomes clean. You've even seen that in 1 year. There are inventions coming where all the power you ever need will not be on a grid. It will be on every building and every house, and it will not pollute. It will not use one resource of the planet. There are inventions coming where you can grow enough for all of the planet, distribute it for all of the planet. There is no more hunger in this future that is in the field, dear ones. And you might stand there and not even know what to say. What? How can this be? We have an expanding population. It's going crazy. They'll tell you there is wisdom even in the ancestors that knew how to control their population simply by knowing when to have children. That's called wisdom. Something you're not used to in your world. You will say, well, what about some of the strife that is between religions and all these things? And they will say, there is allowance with wisdom and a celebration for all to honor God in their own way and celebrate and ceremony in their own way. And the finger pointing of who's right and who's wrong stopped hundreds of years ago, because now we know that the glory of the Creator is in all individuals. And just like some have different kinds of food, some will worship differently, and it is not an issue. And you're looking at all of it and saying, impossible, impossible. And they say it's not impossible. It is, and it begins now. And they start telling you things that you can't remember, and you won't remember when you come back, about those who are developing these very things at this moment, and it's in the field. Dear ones, there is a potential for your future that you have not yet seen or realized or know. It's in the field now. It's being developed now. All over the planet there are bright spots for this, and I have barely scratched the surface, because we didn't even talk about disease and how high consciousness will not even let it fester in a new human being. That's the new human. How would you like that? I want you to sit and ponder and smile. For we are speaking of the future for your children and for their children, and for things on the planet to stop that were always there in an old energy: strife, hunger, disease, death, horror, war. A new dispensation has begun. Can you sit and celebrate this and be healed in the knowledge of what may occur that's in the field right now, happening on the planet. Seeds are being planted for every single thing I discussed. Stay. Stay. Stay and speak to the earth as it thanks you for what you're about to do. And so it is.